Guys, open your camera.
Alright, wait.
Okay.
I open it.
Hi.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
Hello guys.
How are you, Mat?
Hello
And Cebu,
guys.
Hi.
are you okay?
Mat, where are
Hi.
you?
College.
Oh,
Wow.
you still at college, Ahmad?
Yeah, quarantine.
Hmm.
Quarantine,
Yeah.
how long, ah?
Are you having fun at there?
Yes, it was fun
Hmm.
at here.
So fun, eh?
Yeah.
Having
Oh,
fun, eh? Okay, guys. Tonight, we want to discuss about our task for our report, okay? And this is for our first minute meeting. Can someone show the memorandum that we need to
Uh, I will present the
discuss?
memorandum.
Okay,
okay. Thank you, Matt.
alright, Mat.
Can you see it?
Yes, Mat. Yes,
Yes,
Mat.
I see
Yes,
it.
Matt. So we are
So,
going to make a report based on this memorandum.
based on the memorandum. That's right.
Okay. So can I continue our part?
Okay.
Yes.
Continue,
You
Ibu.
can.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to divide our part in this report.
Okay, alright.
So the first one is intro and first minute meeting report. So we are going to take this part.
So, for the intro and first mid report, I think I will take it. I will do that both
Oh,
task.
okay. Afi
Okay,
volunteer to take this part.
yeah.
Everyone agree with that?
Okay, Afi.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Afi.
Okay, my pleasure.
So the second part is file table and recommendation.
Fill a
Who are
table
going to
and
take this part?
fill a table and recommendation, eh? I think I
Yes.
would like
Ah,
to
yes.
take this part.
Oh, Muhammad
Okay,
Adam Daniel. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
that's nice.
So the third part is strength, second minute, third minute meeting and conclusion. I think Akmal is suitable for this part.
Yes. I will like to take this part.
Okay, thank you Muhammad Akmal.
Yeah, welcome.
So the last one is going to be my part, which is witness, second minute meeting report and reference. So I'm going to take this part.
Okay, Ipo.
Okay, Ibu.
Alright.
Okay, now we have done our part for our task, and can you guys give suggestion for me to complete the report? The last date.
I
Anyone else?
think I think 28 June. No, no.
Okay,
Everyone submit.
wait.
I
I
agree with
the
Akmal,
I agree
Muhammad
with
Adam.
I agree with
I
Adam.
agree with that. I agree
okay
with Adam too.
for the majority, I agree to
So
28 June
28.
is the last
Okay.
to complete the report. Okay,
So any problem can WhatsApp in the group.
inform at the
Okay.
WhatsApp group lah.
Okay.
Okay, so we are done for our mini meeting, right? See you
Oh,
guys.
I think we are done with that.
Okay. See you
So
guys at next
next
mini
meeting.
meeting. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. See you soon, guys.
Okay, thank you
Bye.
guys.
Thank
Thank
you
Stay
you.
guys.
safe, guys.
Bye.
Stay safe too. Bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening. Before our presentation, I would like to introduce our group members. Me, my name is Muhammad Anil Nabi Abdullah. My metric number is AA200962. Next.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arif Hussaini bin Ahmad. My number metric is AA200138. Next.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening for all. My name is Muhammad Hafiz Jazili bin Iridat and my metric number is AA200436. Okay, for last person.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Akmal Bashare. My metric number is AA200817. Okay.
Okay, now we will start our presentation for our project. And for my part is I will present the introduction of our assignment. So in our introduction, I will tell what is the accident assessment. The accident assessment is an investigation in order to determine the factors or causes of an accident when it happens. The aim of accident assessment is one to prevent further accidents from a similar kind of accident happen again. It is part where accident assessment is important when accident is occur. The investigators need to collect all the information that they get to investigate the accident accurately. This assessment may be performed by a staff, including safety and health advisor, police, forensic scientists, and forensic engineers. Usually, safety and health and patient safety advisor professionals prefer using a term of incident instead of term accident. The retrospective nature means that the accident is primarily an exercise of directed description conducted by using the theory and method the analyst will handle, which is direct domain is where the events, aspects, and features of accident phenomena are highlighted and explained. When the accident assessment is conducted, a report must be written because to document the true facts of the occurrence while they are fresh in their mind of people who witnessed the accident. The data collected may be useful in the future when dealing with the liability issues stemming from the accident, and generally based on the healthcare guidelines, the report must be written as soon as possible following to the accident with one condition, which is after the situation has been stabilized. This way, the specific facts written in the report are more accurate. Most of accident reports that are written always involve accident with the patient, like patient who fall from high place, but most facilities will make document an accident which the staff member is injured. When an accident involves the patient will always be monitored for a period of time following the accident in case it will happen again, which may include taking the vital signs regularly. So, when we write the report, it has procedure to do, which is by step, and the step is we need to put the introduction, the table, recommendation, strength and weakness, minute meeting, conclusion, and lastly, reference.
Okay, thank you, Hafiz. Okay, so filler table. The number one fact is on Friday, 26 April 2019, there is accident happened in Kuala Lumpur around 12:30 a.m. The management of Surya KLDD award the work to RZF Construction and Renovation for repairing a leak ceiling on the third floor above the rotunda next to the escalator. On the 29th April 2019 at about 10 p.m., they start to repair. They erect the temporary scuff scaffolding without supervision or a competent scaffold erector using a wood plank as a working platform. Around 12:30 a.m., an report that two workers fell from level 3 to level 1 and concourse. The deceased, known as Muhammad Nurul Bahar, landed on concourse level Friends Cafe external seating area and reported that the injured person was Muhammad Ramli bin Megat Junaid, who fell and hit the escalator external wall and bounced back and finally landed at level 1 in the rotunda area. He had had injuries and semi-conscious and was sent to hospital Kuala Lumpur by Red Crescent ambulance and discharged on the same day. Okay, the idea is firstly, ensure the scaffolding condition and safety of the employee involved and ensure the employees who ascend the skirt have a safety belt and are attached to the material. Second, boards of wood as a platform should be bonded and overlaid to a minimum width of 640 millimeter and must be under the supervision of the competent person. Inspection and labeling of the scaffold must be erected. Thirdly, workers should also be trained before using a scaffold by a qualified person and make sure the guardrails and all floors are in place before using a scaffold. And lastly, they should never climb independently with any supplies or instrument in our hand as something to proper to use. Okay, the learning issue is how important condition and safety of employees ensured by scaffolding. Second, why should the employees wear safety belt and surely ascend the scaffold for a big item? Third, what is the minimum covering width of the board and why should the board be glued? Fourth is, what is the correct person to do a scaffold inspection and tagging? Fifth, why should employees train themselves before using the scaffold by a trained person? Six, and lastly, why the guardrails and all floors should be in place before utilizing the scaffold? So the action needed, firstly, read the memorandum and take all the information. Refer the lecturer instruction and follow the example given. Search any information in the report in the internet and refer the lecturer given, notes given. For the recommendation for for the situation of the accident, some of the following might include enhancement to the system, enhancement security policy so that responsibility and accountability are clearly defined. A full health and safety plan, including all of the aspects above, must be drawn up. Review of procurement policies to include safety and cost. Change to involve all supervisor and staff in the safety checking procedure. Second, planning technique to reduce the frequency or length of a task. Increase break to reduce the number of people employed dies or injured. Control of management, control staff competencies to eliminate reduce risk exposed. Control of engineering, redesign, replacement, remove reduce risk. The design of the safety regulation and safety working practice such as the use of PPE and procedure for the technique of control function as long as the staff conform to the control. For the report must include people profile with a great depth as the human profile will help identify the human problem as an example of knowing who is not in compliance with the rule and regulation. It is the evidence of a witness will not be able to be story, at some point because of the memory difficulty and because of a memory problem, which might produce another situation or scene. The report should get located their evidence before 24 hours of the accident occurs. This report requires an accident list of OSHA laws, which enable a reader to learn more about the accident scenario. OSHA regulation may be taken due to the accident. The report must contain all evidence that it is extremely useful for OSHA officer to exchange OSHA policy in the context of the inquiry to prevent the same accident.
Okay, for the strength in this memorandum, there are a lot of important content. It's like the date, time of the incident, the scene, and the cause of the incident. The following item that I say is very important content of the memorandum because they will be sent to superior. In the memorandum, it is also necessary to state the true fact and not to state something arbitrarily really because it will make the investigation to find the cause of the incident disrupted. In addition, a list of victim name and their identities are also stated in the memorandum. This is so that superior can be informed that there are how many victims from the accident that occurs. In addition, witnesses who saw the accident are also included in the memorandum. This is so that superior or the authorities know that the incident state is not a fabrication and fraud. The methodology contained in the memorandum is very important because the methodology is a way to tell the story or how the accident happened so that superior and authorities know the cause or can conduct an investigation easily.
Okay.
Okay, for witness for this memorandum is as a memorandum is just something that we can write and also we can manipulate all the data for ourselves to get the advantage of the incident. I think it is still important to make an investigation about something happened there and not only depend on the report. As we know, report also has its own weakness. This report on the memorandum should also contain the investigation report from OSHA government. Other than that, a picture of the injured person and environment of the place should be in the report. Before and after picture, the environment. So for the last one is the proposal to do the job should be put in the report too. This is because to make sure that all the workers has done the job properly. So for this information, I think I
So back to my part back, and for this part, I will present about the mini meeting. And in our discussion before this, we have divided the mini meeting into three sessions, where there is first meeting, second meeting, and lastly third meeting. So I take the first meeting, and in our first meeting, that is we do in 25 June 2021 in our first mini meeting. The meeting call is by Muhammad Adam Daniel bin Abdullah, and the timekeeper who is responsible is Muhammad Akmar Daniel bin Sharif, and the note taker is me, Muhammad Abdul Jazim bin Siroizat. And for our type of meeting, for this is discussion meeting, and we have do the meeting in 30 minutes, where it is 9:30 p.m. until 10 p.m. So in our first mini meeting, who all of our group member is there. Muhammad Adam Daniel, Muhammad Akmal Daniel, Muhammad Afiq Jazidin, and Arif Husaini. And for the agenda in our first mini meeting is the agenda, we dividing the task for each other, and the discussion is we identify and discuss the task we will do in the report. And for the conclusion, each of group member choose their own task. So we volunteer for who want to take the task. And second agenda is we specify the date to complete our report. The discussion for this is we discuss the suitable date for us to complete it. So we discuss because we don't want to disturb other member if other member has other work like assignment or anything. And the conclusion for the agenda is we agree to complete the report in a specific time. So for the action time is for complete the report is Muhammad sorry. So the deadline to complete our report is on 28 June 2021.
Okay, I would like to present the second mini meeting report. We had this second mini meeting on 26 June 2021. So this mini meeting called by Muhammad Adam Daniel bin Abdullah. The timekeeper is Muhammad Akmal Daniel bin Sharif. Note taker is Muhammad Afif Jazimin bin Khairul Hizat. The type of this meeting is we are going to discuss about the 5 table recommendation, strength and weakness. We launched this meeting on 9 p.m. until 10 p.m. The attendance for our group is full, which is our group member is Muhammad Adam Daniel, Muhammad Akmal Daniel, Muhammad Afif Jazimin, and me. So there are two types of agenda for this meeting. The first one is we are discussing the strength and weakness. So the discussion is we hear opinion from each of the group member about the memorandum. As the conclusion, we successfully completed the objective of the second meeting. The second agenda is discussing the 5 table and recommendation. Discussing understanding about the discussion part. So as the conclusion, we all be able to understand this part of the report. The person who is responsible for this second mini meeting is Muhammad Adam Daniel bin Abdullah. The deadline for this second mini meeting is 28 June 2020.
Okay, for third minute meeting was in 27 June 2021. Okay, the meeting was called by Muhammad Adam Daniel bin Abdullah, and the timekeeper is me, Muhammad Akmal Daniel bin Sharif, and the note taker is Muhammad Afif Jazimin bin Kirul Hizat. And the type of meeting is discussion meeting in Google Meet at 9:30 p.m. until 10 p.m. And the attendance is the group members, Muhammad Adam Daniel bin Abdullah, me as a Muhammad Akmal Daniel bin Sharif, and then Muhammad Afif Jazimin bin Kirul Hizat, and the last one is Muhammad Arif Husaini bin Rahman. Okay, move for the to the agenda item. Okay, the agenda of this meeting is how to do the presentation video, and the discussion that we discuss in the meeting is what matters or the what the thing that we want to present in the video. And the conclusion of the meeting is each of group member present their own part. Okay, for the person responsible is Muhammad Adam Dina bin Abdullah, and the deadline time is 28 June. Okay, next is the conclusion. Okay, in conclusion, an investigation paper that explain the fact and has all the important content can help superior and authorities to investigate whether the incident that happened is true or not. In addition, a good investigation paper also reflect the way management handle and investigate what happened in that day. It's like the accident or something happened in the factory or something like that. Okay, as such, the management need to make the investigation paper properly and have a concise content. This task was given by the lecturer to us to evaluate an investigation paper and tell the advantage and disadvantage found in the investigation paper with the knowledge that has been taught by the lecturer to us. This assignment is also a form of way for us to apply what we have learned so far. And I want to say thank to the lecturer for giving us a long time to complete this assignment. Even in a pandemic situation, it is quite difficult for us to have a discussion between the group because all of the discussion we held was in the Google Meet or in the WhatsApp group. However, that should not be used as an excuse not to complete this assignment on time. So I want to say thank you to the lecturer and the friend that always give a motivation and I give the motivation to us to make sure to finish this task on time and in a good situation.
Okay, for the last part is I would like to show our reference for this report. I would like to present my reference. Do you guys can see my reference?
Yes, we
Yes.
can see.
So, okay. So this is all the reference that I use to complete, that we all use to complete this report. So I would like to give the last to our group leader to take to some speech, to give some speech.
Okay, that's all from my group, and that's all our report. I would like to thank you to my group members that have give full cooperation, handling and finishing the report on the time given. And lecturer, thank you for guide us and give us time and notes for us to complete our project. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, bye bye. Bye gang.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye, thank you.